Hello, welcome to Sid and Millie Chats.
I'm Sid.
And I'm Millie, and we invite you to be a fly on our wall. So today we'll be chatting about.
So we're gonna be kind of picking a random topic to chat about out of this little jar of topics we've created. And then we'll kind of just spitball from there, I guess.
Exactly. So what will we be chatting about today?
So today,
pull our topic.
We'll be chatting about.
You gotta hold it up while you're pulling it out. There we go.
Rashford.
Wow. Fantastic. Well, I guess we are kind of wearing the right colors, I guess.
Oh, are these his new colors?
Yeah, these would be his new colors.
Well, so. Appropriate topic then.
Yeah, facts. All right, so yeah, let's get into Marcus Rashford, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I know.
So obviously, the guy, he's a Man United legend.
Of course.
Obviously, he embodies really what the entire project of Man United is supposed to be about. A young guy that grew up in the city, used to wait for the bus in Manchester to get to training, from a young kid, and then grew up through the system, made his debut as a teenager, and then went on to score hundreds of goals, like well over 100 goals for the club.
Wow.
To be on the top 15 all-time goal scorers list for Manchester United, and to be in the top 5, I believe, for Manchester United goal scorers in just the Premier League.
Wow.
So yeah, it's insane. So Marcus Rashford he's got a massive legacy left behind him. They'll be making documentaries about his time at Manchester and his story and his come up, like decades from now when he retires. And I think a lot of Manchester United fans will kind of be really upset about how this era ended. Yeah.
It was just kind of a disrespectful send off for him.
Yeah, and I mean, I think to get into like a little bit of what we've seen, so with the loan that we've seen with Aston Villa, within his first training session, the Aston Villa manager came out and said, this guy is a fantastic player.
What did he say? He was a demon?
I said that. I buffed up his language a little bit. Yeah, but he essentially was saying that this is going to be this is a dangerous player.
Yeah.
He can be. And immediately rostered for an important game for Aston Villa, which I guess immediately disproves Amarin's theory that Rashford isn't rosterable, whatever. And then also getting subbed onto the game, getting into the game, getting back in the second half. And obviously the guy has been out for months. He's been sidelined for months, literally hasn't played in months, no competition, and gets out there and is an immediate impact, immediately attacking, megging people, crossing people, using his speed, cutting on his left foot, his weaker side, cutting in onto his right. The defenders didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Immediately disproves the whole reasoning behind why he wasn't being rostered.
100%. Yeah, immediately disproves all of the nonsense.
And I will say too, the Aston Villa coach, love him for that.
Yeah.
Love him for putting Rashford on in that first game that he's able to play in for them.
100%.
Like that's an amazing hats off basically
to
Rashford.
Unai Emery for sure, for really believing in Rashford, knowing the player that he is, knowing how dangerous he can be. The fact he's still one of the top goal scorers for Manchester United this season and he's already left the club speaks volumes to what he's capable of. And whether you want to argue about form, whatever, the guy's in form. He can play. He's athletic. He's fit. He's going to obviously have to adjust to a new team, a new system, but he's already shown that he can play at this level. Just in that little cameo that he did. So I think Ruben Amorim, I think Ineos, who are managing the sporting aspect of Manchester United, they need to answer for these crimes, because you're talking about a player who grew up in Manchester,
right.
And is on track to potentially break Wayne Rooney's record at the club as well for all-time goal scorer in the Premier League. He's not very far away from it.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, like, this is what the club needs to lean into.
Yeah.
Our last European trophy that we won, Rashford was on the side with Jose Mourinho. Last FA Cup, the FA Cup before that, you know, the League Cups that we've won, all of that over the last decade, all of in this, you know, quote unquote dark era without a Premier League title, since Sir Alex has left now, some of the brightest parts of this new reality for Man United fans has been Marcus Rashford and a lot of these younger players who have really allowed us to celebrate some trophies amongst the Premier League not going our way.
Yeah.
And again, we look at when Ollie was the manager, and, you know, this was back like 2019, 2020, and United finished second, right? And between Rashford, Martial, and Jesse Lingard, we had, like, you know, a plethora of goals scored. You know, people forget that Rashford is the last Man United player to have a 30-plus goal season.
Wow.
He's the last one to do it. So I think it kind of goes into what we chatted about, like, the last time we, like, discussed Man United, was just the amount of pressure now that has been transferred to these younger players.
Right. Yeah. It is a lot to, like, put on them. And you were also saying how there's really not been a time where they've put such young, unexperienced players up there by themselves without a more like tenured player that can kind of give them confidence and, like, push them in the right direction and, like, give them nudges when they need it, sort of thing. Like, they're kind of just flying blind out there.
Exactly, 100%. And people forget, like, you know, you see the rhetoric a lot. People bring up, like, Robin van Persie, who is, like, an Arsenal player who ended up coming to United and helped win United's last Premier League title with Sir Alex before he retired. And it's like, you think about even what Sir Alex did at that time. Again, he bought and leaned in on the experience of a renowned forward who was already experienced in the Premier League, who had already proven he could score goals in the Premier League.
Right.
And that's what Sir Alex leaned in on to help his team be successful. Right. And that was the last time we won the Premier League.
Wow.
So I just think that it's a very interesting, like, saga that's happened, but I think, like, the best part is just that, you know, Rashford's able to play football again.
Yeah, honestly, it was nice seeing him, like, playing and, like, being on a team.
Yeah, I mean, just being out there. I mean, every time he got the ball, we talk about, like, Ahmad right now for Man United. Like, every time Ahmad gets the ball, we're, like, waiting to see what he's going to do. It's, like, exciting. That's literally how Rashford is.
Yeah.
Like, he's the same exact type of player. As soon as he gets the ball, you're like, oh, this defender's in trouble.
Right.
You don't know what is about to come. And, you know, Anthony Taylor obviously missed a call, but Rashford almost won a penalty in one of his first actions on the field.
Yeah.
You know,
and he basically should have. He got, like,
clipped from behind. Yeah. The guy
literally
came and
took
clipped
his leg out.
Yeah. So, we're talking about positive actions, and I actually, I don't have my phone with me, but I had saved, like, a tweet that had his statistics for the game. No, it's all good, but it was just immensely positive, like, positive with his passing, positive with his actions, positive with his dribbles, positive with even his defensive actions. So putting pressure on the ball, he had tackles in there. So basically, I mean, again, disproving everything that Amarin is talking about.
Yeah. And that's amazing for him to have those, like, tangible stats to basically just be like, F you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like, this is what I can do.
100%.
This is what I'm capable of, and these are things that I can do on a regular basis.
Right. And I mean, we know that. And we knew that, right? Like, I mean, again, you look back at how historic Rashford's career has been with the club. I mean, he had the late Sir Bobby Charlton, who's a Man United legend, one of those statues we saw outside of the stadium. He's one of that Trinity, right?
Wow.
So, like, he was someone who was at, like, Rashford's signing, his youth signing for the club. Sir Alex, like, you know, like, this is someone who has really been around with the spirit of like what it means. You know, we've got rid of McTominay, who is another like academy graduate.
Wow.
You know, in the summertime, and it's just like at some point we have to really lean into like the Carrington, the prospects that I don't
are
know.
available. Like,
yeah, you would think so at least, but at the end of the day, yeah. To focus on Rashford, I think it's immensely positive. He's going to play like his football again. He's going to get the opportunity to play in a good side. You know, Aston Villa is obviously in the top of the like they're in the top half of the table, and they're in the top, you know, half of the top half. So they're a better team. So he'll get to not only be in a better footballing side, but also have the opportunity to have an impact on a good footballing side. And obviously, like, we'll obviously be Man United supporters, but I will 100% be supporting Marcus Rashford in this new journey and like following along with his games and, you know, his goals and assists. And I think any positive action he takes is just going to be another head tilt and side eye. A bombastic side eye towards Amarin and why this decision was made and what the reasoning for it was.
Yeah, because those questions have not been answered.
They really haven't. And again, you know, anyway, not to get into any of that too much, but yeah, so really excited that Rashford is back playing football, back with a smile on his face, and back with a fan base that it looks like is going to appreciate what he has to offer.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think all the best to him in this new endeavor. We're wearing the colors today, kind of. I don't know if it's the exact ones, but yeah, I think Rashford is an immensely talented player. Has scored a ton of Premier League goals, and I think he'll probably do that for Aston Villa. And that's a huge loss for Man United.
Yeah.
And as a Man United fan, it hurts to see that. It really hurts seeing our players go to other clubs in general, but to go to another Premier League club to see him like being successful
for some like more nefarious type of reasonings.
Right. For reasoning we still don't know, which has obviously already been discredited by both his performance and another world-class manager who has discredited it. So, yeah, all the best to Rash. We'll be following along. You deserve it. Go shine, man. Be free. I don't know. And you know, I hope to God, you know, whatever. I hope to whatever power is out there, that in the summertime, Manchester United does the right thing and brings him back to the club.
Yeah. We can only hope.
Yeah, so that they can utilize his talent to help our team. pretty point blank and period.
Common sense, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, especially when, you know, there's already a lot of stuff that has to happen. And I mean, I think the club owners at United are probably already analyzing if this restructure and if this rebuild is on the right path as it stands. So, you know, I think it's going to be even better for Rashford to be out of that environment for a little bit.
Yeah, that's very true.
And so, yeah, so let's just hope he excels. And then when he comes back in the summer, you know, maybe it'll be a situation of fresh eyes.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
So we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, we just have to wait and see. Hope for the best.
Yeah, 100%. So those were our thoughts on Marcus Rashford. Wishing him all the best in his transfer and his time at Aston Villa. Definitely deserves it. And yeah.
If you made it this far, thanks for tuning in.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.